coming out and for Brian as well for participating today. I'm sure he would echo my sentiments that as a candidate, it's always a great opportunity to be able to come in front of a large group like this so that folks get to know who you are and get some feedback as well. So thank you for that. It's good to see Senator Mensch here as well. I knew him back when he was in the Superior Chamber of the House. It's good to see him once again. And I hope you do not hold it against me that one of my good friends is Representative Matt Bradford, who I know many of you may know from his time in his district, came up this way and he came to many of your gatherings in the past. I'd like to start with a little bit of background about me and what I'd like to do as a member of Congress, and then touch on the issues that you all have raised. First, as Jeff said in his brief introduction, I did practice law. After September 11th, however, I decided to switch careers as a way of giving back more to the community. And I went back to school at night at Holy Family University and ultimately got a certification and a master's in teaching and was able to get a job teaching social studies at Ben Salem High School, which were four of the most rewarding years of my life professionally. Around that time, I also got involved in a local land use dispute in my community in Lower Mayfield Township. And that ultimately, through my involvement in a grassroots group that opposed a big box development, got me to the point where I ran for township supervisor at the urging of a number of my friends, both Republicans, Democrats, and Independents alike. And I became just the second Democrat, I think, since Reconstruction at that point, to get elected township supervisor in Mayfield. In 2008, I ran for the State House when my predecessor, Dave Stile, decided to retire and got elected, and I've held that seat since then. As a member of the State House, I'm focused on a number of different things. One of them has been reform. I got to Harrisburg just at the time that, you may recall, in quick succession, they had the midnight pay raise, and then also the bonus gate scandal. And one of the things that I pushed for early on was a concept that I support at the federal level as well, which is the idea of no budget, no pay. My first year in Harrisburg was 2009, one of the last 2 years of the Rendell administration. And you may recall we had a budget passed that year that went until, I think it was about early October. I was one of a handful of members of the House at that point who did not take my pay while that budget impasse was going on, because I didn't think it was fair that our school districts and other agencies across the state and nonprofits as well that relied on state aid were not getting that state aid. I didn't think it was fair that I got my salary. This past year, it was fresher in, I'm sure, everyone's memories, we had an even longer budget impasse, unfortunately, that went until January. And during that impasse, once again, I and now a larger number of my colleagues lived by that rule as well. So I throw that out there because I think it's important to focus that, you know, these jobs are not about a career, they're not about a title, they're about service to the community. And I think that's something that as an elected official we have to keep in mind at all times. Consistent with that, I've never taken the state car that was offered to us as legislators. I've never taken the per diem, which is the unvouchered daily expense reimbursement that many members get, because I don't think that's appropriate. That's, again, an issue that gets to the heart of service as opposed to doing something for oneself. One of my priorities when I got to Harrisburg was transportation and infrastructure. I fought for a couple of years to finally get on the transportation committee, which